On question 25, we're being asked to evaluate the determinant of the matrix. Remember, you always start at the top left and go to the bottom right. So I first multiplied negative 31 times 23, and I got negative 713. Then you come backwards, and you go from the bottom left to the top right. So 9 times 6 gave me 54. If I take negative 713 and I subtract 54, I'm left with a negative 767. Finally, on the last problem, when you're using Cramer's rule to solve a system, you're going to first start with what we call a determinate matrix. And in your determinate matrix, you're always putting your x coefficients in the first column, your y coefficients in the second. So notice up here, there's my x coefficients, 5 and 12. And then make sure you take the signs with it, my y coefficients of negative 12 and 9. Evaluate the determinant. So we first do 5 times the 9, and we got 45. And then it's always minus before you come back and do that other determinant. So 12 times negative 12 was negative 144. Because we have minus negative 144, that turns into a plus. So my determinant here in this case is 189. Now, when you get ready to set up your determinant with respect to x, what changes is your constants will take the place of your x coefficients. So when I look at my original system, my constants of 37 and negative 138, they come into that first column. My y coefficients are going to stay in the second column, so I still have my negative 12 and my 9. And then I go ahead and I carry out my cross product, starting with 37 times 9. That gives me 333. And then I put my minus. And negative 12 times negative 138 gives me a positive 1656. So if I subtract 333 minus 1656, I'm left with negative 1323. Now remember, Cramer's rule says for the value of x, you're going to take the determinant with respect to x divided by your determinant. So if we take our negative 1323, we divide it by our positive 189, that's what told us x was equal to negative 7. To get my y, using Cramer's rule, with your determinant with respect to y, what's going to happen is now you're going to put your constants in place of the y coefficients. So in that second column. So my x coefficients, they're going to stay in the first column. Remember, those were the 5 and 12 that I had up here. And then my constants are going to be in my second column. And then I evaluate my determinant. So 5 times negative 138 is negative 690. Minus, and then I come this way, 12 times the 37 is going to give me 444. And so negative 690 minus 444 leaves me with a negative 1134. And for the y value, if we take that determinant of y, or with respect to y divided by the determinant, a negative 1134 divided by 189 tells me that my y value is negative 6. So x was negative 7 and my y value is negative 6.